You're listening to the Health Powered Productivity Podcast by RaderCo. I'm Marcey Rader, founder and chief productivity lead. This podcast's mission is to give you and your team bite-sized, time-saving, focus-boosting, health-improving tips that you can implement right away. Now, on with the show. Hello. Today is a special episode about our new Powered Path Playbook. It is the thing I've been most excited about in my business since the launch of my book 3 years ago. In episode 37, I talk about why reflections matter at milestone moments. I've been using reflection prompts for the last 8 years to look back on my lessons earned, what's worked, what didn't work, and other insights. This method has significantly helped me grow personally and in my business. Over the last year, I've been creating my own paper planner and journal, a culmination of the most valuable prompts I've gleaned from other planning systems and my own. Prompts from the Freedom Journal, Savor the Success, and the 5-Minute Journal. Now, I'm all digital regarding my project and task management. At RaderCo, we do everything in ClickUp. We rarely email each other, and if we do, it's only because we need to copy or include someone in an email. And still, that gets forwarded to ClickUp as well. All my tasks are online, but there is something about writing things down that feels better. There are even studies that show it's something different in your brain. And also, reflecting on my phone or laptop made it feel like a task instead of an insight. It didn't make me feel creative or that my entries were meaningful. There's also something different about going back through a book rather than just doing a search in my Evernote and finding a keyword for, standing up in that meeting or being assertive on that day. I think the productivity world focuses too much on the doing and not enough on the reflecting, and that's where the gold comes in. Otherwise, how do we get better? Check out podcast episode 66 on embracing regret and failure resumes for more. So, fast forward to the Powered Path Playbook. We're beta launching in November and will launch to the public in 2023. The playbook takes my Powered Path method of using prompts annually, quarterly, monthly, weekly, and daily to prioritize, determine why you were successful, why you weren't, and other prompts. It's a year's worth of business building, career enhancing insights. One of the first questions for the reviews is top brags. Well, I started calling it top brags because when I first started my business, it's about 9 years ago, I went to a women business owner workshop, and they were talking about how women don't share their accomplishments. They tend to, downplay them or say that it was, everyone else that helped them, and they don't want to basically be assertive about how amazing they are. And I thought this was crazy because I had been surrounded by, of course, men who had no problem doing that, which is great. And that I had this very small group that online we would share our brags. We'd talk about what happened that week, and we'd always start with something good. And I was so disturbed by this that I started a small group for women called Brag and Biz. And we would meet every month, and the first thing we would do is we'd give our top 3 brags. We did that for a few years, and those prompts have grown over the years, and I still do reflections with, including the brags, with 2 of those women who I first started out with. We don't do it a monthly, but we do it quarterly and at a minimum annually. I am in a mastermind called Speakers with Impact, and our top 2 questions are our top 2 reflections every month are brags and lessons earned. And so these are 2 reflections that are also in the playbook. This will also allow us to really dive into the method with our personal coaching clients and also share the method with teams There are so many ways you can use it, but here's the skinny. If you are a team or a company, it is perfect for employees because it's hard to remember what bottleneck you solved 6 months ago, or your big brags from each quarter, who you helped along the way, who helped you. You don't need to remember that stuff. We have you covered so you can go into every one-to-one and every review organized and ready to share your impact. If you and your leader had the book, then you would have the prompts right there to go through them. You don't have to do it every week. You don't have to do it every month, but at a minimum quarterly. And right there for your annual review, you have even more detailed questions. As a leader, you have a template to go through with your team, asking meaningful questions that give permission to brag because you are asking your people to brag. You're asking them to share their wins for those who wouldn't feel comfortable sharing them. And you're asking about bottlenecks and problem solving without it feeling threatening. Instead, you are welcoming it and they are prepared for it. If you are an HR leader, it is perfect for newly hired staff. On day one, you give them the playbook, they start tracking their year, they look back, they see what they've done. It's perfect to use with a manager, a mentor, or colleague. As a business owner, this method has helped me grow my business, no doubt about it. Being a business owner, especially of a very small company, can be isolating. And it's really easy not to focus on certain things when you don't have others to answer to. Use this and meet with other business owners monthly or at a minimum quarterly to share. You will get insights and feedback and be taking notes like crazy. It's such a great learning tool. Whenever I am doing reflections with somebody, they are taking notes. They are asking questions. I'm taking notes. I'm asking questions. Sometimes at the end of the year, I end up doing this about 3 or 4 times with different people, and my answers will change because I will, somebody that I'm meeting with will start asking me questions and giving me ideas about something, a lesson that I earned or something. And it's just like mic drop sometimes, that the insights that I get from sharing things with other people. The Power Path Playbook is an online digital course with micro-learning from less than a minute to a maximum of 5 minutes. The entire system is less than an hour. And each micro-learning will discuss the prompt, how to use it, and then there's also separate short videos for HR, leaders, employees, and business owners leveraging the playbook. This is a dream of mine. I always felt bad throwing away my beautiful linen planners every year, and this one is binder style. We'll mail you the pages, and then you can fit them in your own beautiful binder that suits your personality. It's A5 size, so it's not too big. It's not a big 8x10. It's not too small, so you can actually write in it. And you'll get 50 extra lined pages for note-taking that you can insert on the days you need them right next to your priorities and tasks. And I'm going to thank Stacy Penn for giving me that idea. I don't know why I hadn't thought of it before. It's so brilliant because there are certain days, like if I'm attending a workshop or when I used to be in Vistage, my Vistage days, that I would like to have put extra pages in right there so that my notes were right next to the day that, I was for my daily priorities and tasks. It's also designed so you can move those pages to the back. When that quarter or that month is over, you can move each day to the back if you want. So you can always just turn to the front page, and that's it. At the end of the year, you order a refill and you get started again. So you always have access to the course, and after the first year, you just order refills. For teams who wish to invest and buy in bulk, you can get your logo with it as a co-branded solution. You can add extra pages if you want, if there's something specific. I do ask that we're not going to change the prompts. These prompts are tried, true, tested over the last 9 years, but we can even coil bound it for you, or coil bind it if you want to for your team. So visit www.helloraderco.com/playbook to learn more. and reach out to us if you would like the Powered Path program brought to your teams. Discover our eye-opening process to plan and reflect by year, quarter, month, week, and day, giving you the superpowers to leverage your past and power your future. Thank you for listening to the RaderCo Health Powered Productivity Podcast. Resources mentioned are linked in the show notes. We encourage you to check out our recommendations page on helloraderco.com/recommendations, where we list all of our favorite products and services. If you found this podcast valuable, please subscribe, leave a review, and share it with someone you know that could benefit. Many of our listeners use our podcast as discussion points for team meetings. If you want tailored team training or coaching, reach us at helloraderco.com.